Hi everyone, thank you for attending our Ask Us Anything webinar this evening. My name's Jo Lord, I'm the Head of Undergraduate Student Recruitment here at the University of Derby. So today you're going to hear from lots of different people from across the university. First of all, we're joined by David Keeling, who's the Senior Assistant in our Student Living team, to talk to us about accommodation. Then we've got Charlotte Higgins covering undergraduate student finance and employability. Then we've got Shameen, who is from our student support team, and she's a disability advisor. We've got Gemma Plant, who's our admissions inquiries manager. Mo Mushtaq from the security team here at the university, and Jack McGuinness, who is the VP welfare in our Union of Students. If you've got any questions throughout the presentation, please do add them into the Q&A box, and we'll answer as many of those as we can at the end of the presentation. But we'll start off just with a few slides just to talk about the university a bit more. So first of all, just wanted to share some of the really fantastic stats that we have in key messages that we have about the University of Derby. Some of them you might have already seen on our website. The ones that we're most proud of course, are the ones that are voted for by our students. And that's very much around our accommodation, who voted as the number one university housing in the UK. And also the UniCompare Student Reviews Awards as well, who voted as top 5 for course quality and a top 15 university overall. So we're very, very proud of those, and that's how our students feel about us. So next we're going to move along to David, who's going to talk about our accommodation offer, and he's from our Student Living team.
Hello, my name's David. I work in the Student Housing Centre at the university. So if you've applied for halls for this year, if you've called or sent us an email or something, there's a good chance you'll have probably spoke to me already. We have 7 halls of residence here in Derby. We have different room types within those halls, reflecting different sort of standard of rooms. So we have everything ranging from ensuite rooms to standard rooms. So we have rooms to suit most of the budgets available. We tend to find that halls is a very sociable and safe space. I know that when I stayed in halls when I was at university, it allowed me to meet a lot more different people than I probably wouldn't have done had I just gone straight to work or just stayed at home at university. So I think it helps you develop into sort of a more rounded person with the sort of the people you meet and the activities that you can do within the halls of residence. You can stay in the halls of residence for all the time that you are studying at the university. So we do have flats set aside for first years and for both returning students as well. So there is the opportunity to stay there. As long as you're studying at the university, you are eligible to stay in the halls. As we pointed out, it's a good place to explore, make friends, meet course mates. You'll tend to find that you'll have students from your course as well as different ones. If not in your flat, then almost certainly in the same halls. So you will meet your flatmates as well. You can actually potentially meet your actual flatmates prior to moving in. If you go to the Student Ambassador platform, you can actually meet your flatmates in there. We have all-inclusive bills at the in the halls of residence. So everything from electricity, obviously water, gas, internet is all taken care of. Tends to be slightly easier to budget that way. We have had good feedback from students about that before. So the rent is paid in 3 installments across the year in October, January and April. And the idea is that your student loan will also be paid out in 3 installments across that time too. So the idea is the loan would be in your student accounts roughly around 7 to 10 days before each of the payment dates, which obviously makes that quite easy to budget with that. We do have cleaning in the halls of residence, in most of the halls apart from Darley Bank. We got feedback from students that some students would rather not have any interruptions in their flats at all. So in Darley Bank, the flats are, the students in there will be responsible for the cleaning in there, but every other hall will have cleaners come in once a week and will clean all the communal areas in the flats. Obviously, with maintenance, we have caretakers that work at the halls of residence every day. So little minor jobs and things like that can be just fixed there and then. anything sort of slightly more major, you can log a job online. That will be looked at straight away. And the hall manager will keep you up to date with what's going on with any jobs that you raise regarding maintenance. As I've said, we have a variety of rooms, ranging from ensuite to standard rooms. We also have a few studios, which are self-contained apartments. For this year, we still have, if anyone's still looking to apply, we still have a few ensuite rooms available, so you can still apply for those now. The location of the halls, the idea as where they're located is it's kind of in between the Keddiston Road campus and the city centre. So there's kind of halfway equidistant between those. It is fairly easy to walk to the university, any of the university campuses from the halls. There is also the Unibus that runs between all of the halls, all of the campuses, the city centre and the train station. So you can just use that throughout the year as well to get around the city. Derby's not the biggest city in the world, so it is very easy to get around. Some of the things we have in our university is the Residence Life programme. So what that will entail, as the slide says, have 100 mostly free events and activities a year. So you can sign up for those. Once they become available, you'll have emails to show where they come available. They range from sort of inter-hall sports to day trips out to Alton Towers, to London, to Manchester, to all different things. So you'll get something in your welcome pack that will tell you about the Resident Life programme. Each of our halls of residence has its own laundry as well. So what you do is there is an app to download. When you get there, there'll be details of how to do that as well. And you can actually book a washing machine or a dryer or whatever you need to do through that. And you can keep that topped up throughout the year. And yeah, anyone can do that. So you could do that from home. You can do it yourselves. If anyone wants to do that for you, then obviously great. Each of the halls has a common room as well. The common rooms can be booked out privately. So if you wanted to have like a private party or an event or something in the halls, it is possible to do that. So you can just book that through the hall manager. And each of the halls as well has bike storage at the halls of residence. This all secure as well. So basically it will be a secure locked building for the bikes. You'll just get a key from your hall manager should you wish to. And you can book that through your student living account as well. Next slide, please. Okay, so how to apply. Obviously, a lot of people here today will have probably already applied, but if there's anyone still thinking about applying, all you would have to do, once you've accepted an offer to study at the university, you will then be able to apply for accommodation within probably around 24 hours of accepting an offer. So what you'd need, when you join the university, you'll be given what is called your student number, which is this, a 9-digit number. It starts 100. You'd need that number to log into the accommodation portal. You'd enter that as your username, and then you'd click on the box that says generate password. What it will do, it will generate a password. It will email your password to your email, which you can then use to log into the application form. There's a £50 payment to be made at the time of applying. That £50 will then come off your first instalment of the rent in October. So that will be deducted from there. The rooms are allocated on a first-come, first-served basis. So at the moment, we do still have a small amount of ensuite rooms. We still have standard premium rooms. We still have standard rooms. So if you are still looking to book at the university now, there are still rooms available. So I wouldn't be too worried about getting a room at the moment. On the application form, you can put anything on there that you feel is relevant towards your application. So any sort of medical conditions or adaptations or anything that you may feel that you need in the halls of residence, put those on the application form, and we can speak to the student services team when we get that in, and we can help put anything in place that will make your stay at the halls as good as it can be. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks, David. That was really interesting. Thanks for covering all that off. Okay, so we're moving along now onto student finance. And Charlotte's going to cover that for us, as well as employability.
Hi everyone. Like Joe said, today I am covering for undergraduate student finance and employability. So if you have any further questions beyond these slides, please feel free to get in touch and one of our experts will be able to answer those for you. So there are two main costs to university each year. These are your tuition fees and your living costs, and this may cover accommodation, food, travel, and anything else you would like to purchase whilst at university for your studies or for outside of studies. Next slide, please. There is support available, so you automatically get a tuition fee loan, and that is paid directly to the university. You can receive a maintenance loan if you are living away, depending on your parental income, and depending what subject you study, you may be eligible for further support. So, for example, you may receive a £5,000 training grant or £2,000 parental support, and this can be used on whatever you need outside of your studies to help you. Next slide, please. So the tuition fee loans are paid directly to the university, so you never have to worry about doing that yourself if it's coming through a loan. And typically your maintenance loans are paid in 3 installments. So these are usually September, January and April, and they try to line up with accommodation costs just to make sure that you can do your absolute best with budgeting and making sure that you know exactly where you are for every month and what you would like to spend on the rest of the month outside of accommodation and bills. Next slide, please. So budgeting at Derby, with the cost of living crisis, we know that money is on everyone's minds. So we have lots of helpful resources on our website, particularly a few blogs from our own students advising you on what they spend on a typical month and what you might like to prepare for. Just for awareness, we were ranked #1 city for affordability in 2019. Derby is a really, really great city for students to live in. It's quite affordable. There are lots of opportunities to have part-time jobs as well, if that is something that you were interested in. We have, like David said, all-inclusive accommodation here at the university, so you never have to worry about budgeting for additional housing bills. And we have lots of student perks, like the free unibus service that runs throughout the city at various accommodations and then taking you to our main campus. We have lots of opportunities for multimedia equipment hire. So if you needed to borrow a laptop for the day, you can absolutely do that through our library. And then a variety of student discounts through uni days and student beans and lots more. But like I said, we have so many more resources on our website to help you with budgeting and how you can prepare for university if that is something that you were particularly worried about. Next slide, please. So today I'm also covering careers and employability. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of what is on offer at Derby. Next slide, please. So we are ranked in the top 5 for employability, and that was the UniCompare annual student review in 2023. 96% of our UK graduates are in employment or further study. So that's another stat that we're really, really proud of. We have a dedicated careers and employment service here on site at our Keddleston Road campus, ready to help you with any opportunities that you might be interested in. So whether that's a placement year, or you're looking for a part-time job, or you'd like to do some volunteering to gain some real-world experience, whatever you need, they are there for you and they will work with you. If you're not entirely sure what you'd like to do after university, that's also fine. They will work with you to figure that out and hopefully find something that you're really, really passionate about. We host quite a few careers fairs throughout the year, just to give you some face-to-face time with industries, particularly in Derby, and any employers that you might be interested in working with. I know quite a few students have gone to these fairs, connected with employers, and then something really, really positive has come out of it. So there's always something to look forward to throughout the year. And we are proud of our industry connections, such as with Rolls-Royce, Toyota, the BBC and the NHS as well. Next slide, please. So a lot of students like to earn while they learn, and we have lots of opportunities here to do that at Derby. You can join our placement academy. You can look into our Derby Talent Programme. We have the Student Employment Agency, and we have content creators. So if anything along those lines really inspires you, maybe you wanted to work as a content creator, to work with our marketing team here at Derby. Maybe you wanted to join the Student Employment Agency, and they have various opportunities to go out and do a wide range of activities whilst representing the university and being paid for it. So there really is something for everyone if you wanted to have a look at what you could do to earn a bit of extra money whilst you're here at Derby. And that's me. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Charlotte. Okay, so next we're going to talk to Shameen, who's here to talk about our student services.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. And I'm Shameen. I'm a disability advisor. I'm going to talk to you about the student services at University of Derby. Student services offer pastoral care and support to the students. And under the student support services, we have a 3 main team. The first team will be the student life team, which is the first initial point of contact for you. Because as a student, you will be getting so much of information and guidances from our student life team. We do have a dedicated, friendly student life advisors. You can reach them out through student contact form. We have a dedicated phone line and email ID. I would be showing that email ID in slides further. So you can reach out to us in order to get the proper guidance and support. And under the student life team, we provide wellness MOT appointments. It would be a 20 minutes appointment with our student life advisors, where you will be self-assessed and you have your own goals to work upon. And we also provide a lot of self-help resources to our students so that they can maintain their wellness during their campus life. And through the student lifetime, we also offer university life workshops. It would be a very exciting experience for the students where you can meet other students and also you can learn new skills and techniques. And through this student life workshop, we also provide a lot of resources and referrals for our students in order to get many materials and resources and support as they need. And we do also have a sexual violence and misconduct license officers. If you have a recent or historical events of any sexual misconduct, you can reach out to our sexual violence and license officers who will be helping you on and provide you the support that you need. And in this student life team, we also have a money advisors, because as a student, you may have difficulty to maintain your budgets and you may wanted to speak to one of our money advisors. We do have a money advisors in our team. You can reach us out. And second part of the team that we do have under student support services is a counseling and mental health team. We do offer free counseling services to the students. If you feel that you need to talk to our counselor, you can reach us out. An appointment will be fixed with one-to-one appointment, and it is a confidential appointment with our counselor. It could be a short-term counseling depending on your needs and support. And if you need a long-term counseling or if you need any sort of external mental health practitioner support or external agencies, you will be signposted by our counseling and mental health team. And we do have a Talk Campus app, which is completely an online confidential app, which you can have a peer interaction with this app. And many of our students found it very useful and talk to people whenever they need it. And if you have any concerns during your campus life on safeguarding, you can reach out to our complex safeguarding manager who will be available to provide you the support that you need. Next slide, please. The third team that is comes under the student support services is the disability services team, which I am a part of it. And if you have any physical, mental health disability or any long-term medical conditions, it could be diabetes or hypertension, which can impact your learning, feel free to reach out to the disability team, or you can reach out to the student services team, which will be the first point of contact for you to put you in the right directions. If you have a medical records or medical evidences already, you can reach out with the medical records to us. If you don't have, please feel free to reach out to us when you have any sort of a physical or mental health conditions that impact your learning in the academic life. And as a part of disability support services team, we provide a support plan to a student. Support plan involves a lot of reasonable adjustments in place. As an University of Derby, we found as more of inclusive learning approach in our learning. So at the university, widely we use inclusive teaching and practices at the university. But if you have any specific needs, we tailor your support plan based on your needs, and we have speak to your academic tutors to put in place. And one of the major things that we found, many of our students get benefited through a disabled student allowances, which is a non-mean tested grants. You don't need to pay back to the SFE. And disability advisor would be helping you on this supporting process, how to apply for the disabled student allowances. And it's not only the application process. We also work with you throughout this whole process to make you understand what are the specialist software you can avail, what are the equipments are available for you. And in terms of non-medical helpers, example, mental health tutors and study skill tutors, we will support you on whole this journey applying for a disabled student allowances. And also we will meet you periodically in a various touch points in order to understand you are on your stream in your academic journey. And also we offer a specific learning differences or dyslexia free screening for the students. If you think you have dyslexia, or you may have a learning difficulty in your school, or you have a history of failure in academics, but you wanted to screen out yourself, please reach us out. We can offer you a free dyslexia screening in which you will be going through the process, and depending on your red flags of dyslexia, we will help you on the next step of diagnosis. And it is completely funded by the University of Derby. If you are enrolled students, or even for a potential students, you can reach us out. We will guide you on the process of how to do the screening. And we do have a key contacts in my slide here. We have a student hub in our South Tower ground floor, where you can meet our disability team, student life team, and media advisors for face-to-face appointment. And also there is an email ID of our student services. You can reach us out through sending an email, and there is a phone number which is on the slide. And if you have any questions pertaining to your student life journey at the University of Derby, I would be happy to answer any questions on the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shamim. It's so reassuring to know how much support's available for our students. Okay, now we're going to move on and talk to Gemma, who's from our admissions team.
Hi everybody, it's really nice to see so many people here today. And my team look after all of your admissions inquiries that come through to the university. So we're quite a small team, but if you've applied to us or are thinking of applying to us, all of your emails and all of your telephone calls are processed through my team, and we've taken thousands of those over the last few weeks. So thank you to those of you that have come through and spoken to our team. And I'm really pleased that we've been able to help so many of you across the summer. So lots of you that are here today are probably wondering how you can still come to us this year. So there'll be those of you that are already with us that received your results on the Thursday just gone, and you'll have had your confirmation from us, and that will now be showing in UCAS Track. So congratulations to all of those students that have made it and secured their place at the University of Derby. My team were busy working the weekend before, getting everything ready for you, and the university was a hive of activity, doing all of the prep work to process the thousands of applications that we get. So it's brilliant for our team, for those of you that we've worked hard for across the year, to get everything through on that Thursday. So to those of you that applies to, a big congratulations. We know how hard you've had to work to secure that place. And we're really looking forward to seeing you as a team in September and starting your university life with us. There are others amongst you that might not have done quite as well as you thought you had done. And don't worry about that. That happens to lots of people every year for all kinds of different reasons. And we do have clearings still available. So our clearing lines are open every day from now through to the university opening, to let you come to us in September time. And what you can do is ring through to our hotline, which I'll give you the number for in just a moment. You'll speak to a member of our team. Don't be scared at all. What we will do is just take a small amount of details from you. Largely what we need to know is what grades you have achieved. So not what you'd hoped to achieve, but what you've actually got. And we can match that against all of the courses that we've still got open for clearing. Sometimes we can help you through onto a course that's similar to one that you were hoping to go to, either here or at one of the other universities. Or it might be that we start to look at entirely different options for you. And that's really normal during clearing. It might be that you wanted to apply to something specific, didn't quite get the grades, and then we relook at options. So there are lots of very experienced people that you can speak to, both in my team and the team that Jo, who was the lady that introduced everything. We've got two teams working really closely together to help to match you up to a course that's good for you and within your academic interests. So we can talk you through all of those things that you need to do, both at our end and through UCAS Track. And you can speak to us as many times as you want to. We get asked lots of different questions, lots of different complexities at this time of the year. But you can probably be rest assured that we've either heard it before or something very similar. And there are always options available. So don't hesitate to give us a call. And we can usually speak to parents and your carers as well, if we've got your authority, and help to go through all of the questions that you've got. So like I said, and like the slide says, clearing might be a choice for you if you didn't quite get what you needed. For those of you that want to come to us and are starting to look early for next year, never too early to start looking and to start researching. So if you are from the UK and you want to apply for an undergraduate full-time course, there are 2 ways that you can do that. So UCAS will open again in September to start a brand new cycle. So we go all over again after the busy period and start again in a few weeks' time. Or you can apply directly to us if you're not applying to any other university. Usually, if you're already at a school or college, they'll start to talk to you about this process very soon and want to get you into the system and everything going before Christmas, so that they can start to add things like references to your application. There is a massive amount of information available on our website, all of the courses that you can apply to, what the entry criteria are. We have lots of open days as a university that you can come into. My team will be there. You can speak to us in person about everything admissions related. There's also a wealth of information that's available on the UCAS website, and lots of different things that you can look at, from writing your personal statement through to the types of courses and career that you might like to follow. So lots of information there for you. If you have any questions at all, there is a number there on the screen. So we'd love to hear from you and speak to you. So our number's 01332 591167. This week we're here at the weekend as well, and on Bank Holiday Monday. You can also email us. So that's askadmissions@derby.ac.uk. So I think largely the message from my team at the minute is whether you've secured a place, not secured a place, or coming this year, hoping to come next year. If there's anything that you need to know, do reach out. We're a very friendly team, love to chat, which I'm sure you've probably gathered from how much I've just spoken. So pop us a call, send us an email, and we're right there to help you. But for those of you that are coming this year, enjoy your time and well done. And I will pass you back to Jo.
Oh, Gemma, thank you. That was lovely. So just a reminder, if you have got any questions that you want to ask today, just pop those in the Q&A, and we'll try and answer as many questions as we can on this presentation later on. Okay, now it's time for us to move on to Mo, who's our security team leader, and he's going to talk a bit about safety on campus.
Hi everyone, my name is Mohammed Mushtaq, as Joe mentioned. I'm one of the security team leaders at the University of Derby. Our team are on site 24/7. We are friendly and approachable, so please come and see us if you have any issues on site during your time at the university. We are based at Kennison Road Reception. We are also in Marketing Street, where you could be studying as well during your time. Whilst on site, we provide support whatever we can, such as first aids. We will also work alongside the student union, student services, and student wellbeing. So if you have any issues or any queries while you're at a university, come and speak to us. We will then guide you to the right department, so you can get the best support and help that you need. We also conduct patrols of all the sites that we have. We also patrol the halls of residence. We also support them during the nights of Friday, Saturday when you guys are out in the city centre. We also patrol the city centre. So if you are ever around the city centre and you need our help, just flag us down. We will help you, even if you need to take it to your house or to your halls of residence because you feel unsafe or you feel a bit worried about someone could be following you. Then please let us know. We will take you back to your halls of residence. The safety of our students is our number one priority. So please come and speak to us, and we will deal with any issues you may have on site. Next slide, please. So we've launched the new SafeZone app in September this year. We've got over 2,500 people already signed up. It's a really safe and quick app, and it's free to contact us in an emergency. You've got 4 icons on the phone, the app, sorry. You've got the emergency button, you've got the non-emergency, you've got the first aid, and you've got the well-being. So if you ever needed an emergency, you just press that red button. Within 5 seconds, it will locate you. It will go straight to our control room, and we will then come and assist you. Our normal response time is in 2 to 5 minutes. Once we get there, we will still our control room will have a conversation with you, speak to you via the text message system or the phone system, depending on how you are contacted us. Until one of our officers are on site, we will not stop talking to you. It's also free. You've got a check-in and check-out system. You've got the student wellbeing app as well. So you can literally click that from your house and you can contact them instead of coming in if you feel unsure of coming in. And yeah, it's a quick and easy way of contacting us from wherever you are around the city centre, halls of residence, or right on one of our sites. Thank you. If there is any questions, please let me know.
Thank you so much, Mo. That's very reassuring. Okay, so we're now moving on to Jack's part, which is all about the Union of Students and what to expect as a fresh year at the university.
Hello everyone, I'm Jack McGuinness. I'm the Vice President of Welfare here at the Union of Students. So I just want to go over a little bit of detail about what we do as a union for the benefit of students. Move on to the next slide. So as the Union of Students, we are an independent and charity-based organisation that's completely separate from the university. And part of that is it gives us a lot of benefit for... try that again. It provides us with a lot of different opportunities to represent you and your student experience and improve upon their experience as your time at university. And part of how we do that is through our elections. As a charity, we are democratically elected officials. So myself and 3 other officers, we've got myself as VP Welfare, we've got the Vice President Education and the Vice President Activities, along with the President of the Union, are completely elected by you. If you decide that you want to put forward yourself for the elections, you do also have the option of doing so. Each of our remits, we take all of the feedback that we have heard from the student base and are then promoted to the university's executive decision makers to bring forward all of that feedback and improve your experiences. Within my remit, I have what is called EDI officers. So these are officers that represent each of the demographics of students we have here at the university, that being from, say, LGBTQ plus through to disabilities. And then we've also got, for education, similarly to the EDI officers, got education officers, which represent all the students from each individual college. And they then promote all of that information to the Vice President of Education, who also takes forward all of that feedback to the executives at the university to further improve your experience during your studies. Next slide, please. For activities, we've got 3 areas that the activities Vice President looks after, that being union sports. So a lot of the physical activities that are going on, such as rugby, American football, hockey, and a lot more. Then for union societies, we've got special interest, academic, faith, and also some political as well, if the sports isn't really your kind of thing. And then alongside both of those areas, we also have student-led services. Currently, we have 3 student-led services, that being our Phantom Media, which does radio, TV, and newspaper. So if you want to have your own, say, radio show, you can contact them and they can get you set up and managing all of that. We then have Enactus, which is the student entrepreneurial organization. So if you have a business idea specifically around sustainability, then they can help you set that up and promoting and developing that idea into something that can actually come to life. And then alongside both of those, we have Raising Giving, or RAG, This is a charity-based organisation that works alongside the societies on the sports to raise money for external charities to the union and, of course, provide them with a little bit more funding outside. And next slide, please. Alongside all of that, we also have our own independent advice service that works alongside the student services. This is completely free, independent and confidential to the university. So if you need any help with any of the on-screen information, especially with academic, maybe you want to appeal a decision, then you can go to the advice service. They'll be able to help you work through all of the processes. And like I said, it's completely free, confidential. You don't need to worry about any of the information that you're providing there. And next slide, please. But as we're coming to September, the start of the new academic year, a lot of it revolves around freshers. For us, it's no different to any other union and university. Freshers is a huge part of the student journey, and we're fully understanding of that. So we're very on board with setting students up with lots of opportunities, club nights and not club nights, drinking and not drinking, available for students to come, interact with others, and socialize together. One of the largest points for us is the Freshers' Fair, where sports societies and student-led services have their own stalls, and they'll be able to talk to you about what they do as sports student-led service or society, and you'll be able to have the opportunity to then join. There is a little bit where maybe when you're walking around, you aren't so sure whether or not you want to join. And after the Freshers' Fair, then we'll have what is called a Give It a Go session. These sessions are completely free, and like the name says, they are there for you to give it a go. They're completely free. You don't need to make the decision right there and then that you need to join. After this Give It a Go session, you can make a decision on whether or not you want to join instead. The old screen photos are from what happened last year, and we're very much on the side of taking all the feedback, that student voice that we've had, and developing all of the conversation and those activities further. But yeah, if you have any information, feel free to drop any questions in the chat and I'll be happy to answer.
Thanks, Jack. That all sounds very exciting. Looking forward to those first few weeks in September when the campus will be absolutely buzzing. It's always a great atmosphere. Okay, next. So this is my bit actually. So, oh dear, let's move that one back. I know we've probably got quite a few parents on this webinar as well. So we just wanted to make sure that we're also providing some information for you. As a parent myself, I've got my own older teenagers and also stepchildren as well who are away at university at the moment. So I can very much relate to how you're perhaps feeling at the moment. It's a real mixture of lots of different emotions. The reason we've included this is because there is a video on our website with an interview with myself about my experience as a parent of applying to universities with my children. There's my boy, that's my eldest. So as I say, it's a real mixture of emotions. I really do know how you're feeling at the moment, or how your mum and dad or guardian are feeling at the moment. You're excited, you're anxious, you're super proud, I'm sure, a little bit nervous. That's all completely normal. But I hope we've provided a lot of reassurance for you today in terms of safety and security on campus. If they've got any issues or anything that they need to talk to anybody about, there's lots of channels for that and a lot of support available. And also, we've heard about what Freshers looks like at Derby. Lots and lots of opportunities to make friends in those first few weeks, whether they're your child is living in halls or whether they're living in private accommodation. We will be able to help them make friends in those first few weeks, because we know that's something that everybody's really worried about, and you will make lots of new friends, and some of them are going to be friends for life, I'm sure. So what can you do as a parent to help? It's all about helping them become more independent, whether that's helping them budget their money, because they've got to do that in their first few weeks. It's about learning how to, making sure they know how to use things like the washing machine, so that they feel confident in using that in the first few weeks. And also about even cooking for themselves. That might be something that they don't do very much at home at the moment. Well, here's your chance to say, over to you. It's your turn to make this money stretch for the week. And it's also your turn to cook a meal from scratch. And so it's just helping, with those really sort of basic skills that are just going to help him or her feel a bit more confident in the first few weeks. As I say, there's lots of information on our website and also in other places as well. So these are some of the things that I would recommend to you to have a look at as a parent. So if you go onto the Derby website and put in the /parents, there's lots of information there about the application process and about fees and safety. Revision, that's finished now for a while, unless you're thinking of applying for next year, of course. Bit of a jargon buster as well. There's lots of unusual terminology that we use every day here at the university and that you've perhaps not heard before. So do have a look on there if you're just wondering what a few things mean or any acronyms. And also plenty of advice on there about clearing as well, which Gemma talked about quite a bit just earlier when we talked about admissions. There's lots of advice on there about what clearing means and how it works. We do have emails. You can sign up to our database of parents and sign up to our newsletters that we send quite regularly through the year. So if you want to sign up for those, have a look on the website for the form you can fill in there. And this is a Facebook group that I found really useful personally and through work as well, actually. It's called What I Wish I Knew About University. And it's on Facebook, and there's lots and lots of parents and prospective students, but mainly parents on there, asking each other questions and sharing their experiences. So that's just really nice as another place where you can find out more information. Okay, so I think that comes to the end of our presentation now. Some information there about all the different ways you can get in touch with the university, and also when our next open day is coming up. Which is on the 12th of October. But I think it's time now to move on to the Q&A session, so questions and answers. So over to you, Charlotte.
Thank you, Jo. I think we've had something like 50 odd questions, so we'll try and get through as many as we possibly can in the next 15-20 minutes, and I'll try and group a few together. So the first question will be for Gemma. It's an admissions question. So one has asked, I haven't applied to university at all yet. Can I apply through clearing? And will I need to write a personal statement? Is there anything else that I need to think about? So this is probably one for you, Gemma.
Okay, so yes, you can absolutely still come to us. So clearing will stay open for a good few weeks yet. It doesn't matter whether you've applied to the cycle or not yet, you can still come to us through clearing. So I would advise that the best thing is to do is to ring us on the admissions line, which is 01332 591167. There'll be an option there for you to press to say that you're a clearing applicant. And what will happen is you'll go through to one of our colleagues. You might get me, you might get a member of our team, a member of Jo's team. And what that person will do is chat with you. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes, that's all. So they'll just go through a few basic details about whether you've already applied in this cycle or not, what course you want to apply to. We'll have a look at our clearing criteria to see whether or not that course is still open. If you meet that eligibility, for some of our courses, we can make a provisional offer to you straight away. We'll ask you to add that as a clearing choice then onto UCAS track, and we can explain how to do that. Like Jo said, lots of terminology around joining a university, but we do explain it to you step by step and send that out to you as you go along. Some of our courses, so for nursing courses, radiography, those types of more specialist courses, we often require an interview. Sometimes that might take place there and then on the phone, or we might book something back in for you during Teams, but it's all explained to you step by step. And I can't emphasize that enough. Like every step that you go through your admission, there's somebody there to talk you through it. So you do not need to be overwhelmed. And long story short, yes, you can still apply now. We're happy to take your call. So give us a call as soon as you're ready.
Thank you, Gemma. The next question is for Jack. It's about Freshers Week, and there are quite a few students wanting to know if Freshers and Freshers Fortnight is open to them if they are commuting and not living in halls.
Absolutely, yes. We don't limit. If you're a commuting student, we're not limiting you from joining us and going to all the socials, the sports societies. We don't do that. It's open for everyone, and we highly encourage actually you get involved with as much as possible and making the most of your time, especially during Freshers.
Thank you, Jack. This question is for David. We've had quite a few questions about parking at halls. Can you just clarify what the process is for that one, please?
Yeah. So when you would have been sent your offer of accommodation, you should have been sent an application for the parking at the halls as well. There is parking available at Nunnery Court, Princess Alice Court, St Christopher's Court, and Peak Court. So anyone that's staying in those halls would have been sent an application for parking. Anyone that's staying at the other halls where they don't have a car park available, which is Agard Court, Darley Bank, you'll be able to add yourself to a waiting list. So where you would have logged into your student living account to accept your offer of accommodation and do your halls induction and book your arrival slot, you can log back in there once you've accepted your offer. If you log back in there, you'd then see the option of the waiting list there. If you add yourself to the waiting list, the parking waiting list, what would happen is, like I say, we offer it to the students that are staying in the halls with car park in the first instance. If there is still parking available going into September, we'll then contact students that are on that waiting list and offer them parking spaces should they still need it. So that's how it will work.
Thank you, David. We'll stay with you. I've got another couple of questions. Someone has asked, what are some typical things that are already in your room? And do you have any guidance on things that I need to bring with me?
So the basic layout of the room is going to be obviously bed, wardrobe, desk, chair, sort of the standard things you would expect in a room. Probably the best bet is if you go to the university website and go to the halls pages, there's a section there called Moving In, and there is actually a list of ideas of things that we've tended to find over the years are quite important to bring with you. And have a look at that list there, and it'll give you an idea of things to bring. The main things are going to be really obviously bedding for the bedroom, and some sort of basic kitchen equipment with you, like some pots and pans and things like that to cook with initially. But outside of those things, have a look at the list, and that will give you a more detailed idea. But outside of that, generally just things that are going to will make you feel more welcome and more at home living in the halls. So obviously, have a think yourself, but check that list and that will give you a decent basis.
Perfect. Thank you, David. We have a question for Shamim, and someone has asked, I have a long-term health condition and I'm worried it will impact on completing my assessments in the future. What support is available for me?
Thank you for that question. If you have a long-term health condition or any kind of a disability, as I advised you in the presentation, it is good to have a meeting with your disability advisor, a one-to-one meeting in order to understand your need better. In terms of if you're looking for more time to submit an assignment, something like that, you have to have a word with your disability advisor. They would be able to understand what are the hindrances behind that. If you need certain skills to be developed, then a student life team conduct university life workshops, which can be a part of it to develop those skills. And we also have a developer derby, which is a dedicated web page where you will be provided with a lot of resources, videos and podcasts on writing skills, digital skills, and so on. If you are looking for some kind of an extra time, our disability advisor will have a conversation with you to understand your need. And if you're, we could put some alternative assessment or examination by having a contact with your academic advisors. So it would be a more of transparent and team approach where you and academic team tutors and the disability advisor will come on the platform and they will discuss about your need, and we can tailor alternative assessment for you. If you need with the same course competency standard. So it would be very individualized and specialized. So it would be good to have a conversation with your disability advisors. So once you join, keep in touch with our student life team. The email ID is on the how to get in touch page. So you can write an email to the team, and our disability advisor will hold a meeting with you to discuss your need, and we can tailor a support plan based on your need. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Shamim. We have another question for you. Someone has asked, for mature students, especially those who haven't studied for a few years, what support and access to materials does the university offer?
Yeah, first of all, I congratulate you to take the big step in order to join after a big, huge gap. So, pat on you. And regarding if you feel that your skills are, having a huge gap, feel free to reach out to a student life team. And if there would be a 20 minutes of assessment could be done in order to understand what are the skills gap that you have. And there will be a personalized action plan will be put in place. If you need to develop certain skills, a student life team will provide you with the resources. Even as I mentioned earlier, there will be a developer derby, dedicated web page where we have a lot of videos. For example, if you wanted to develop your academic writing skills, critical thinking skills, referencing skills. So we do have a massive resources in order to develop those skills, video presentation, podcast, so that you can go through on this to develop your skills. And also the library team also conduct workshops periodically. You can be a part of that workshops and develop the skills that you feel that you wanted to fill those gaps in order to have a better scores in your assessments.
Perfect. Thank you, Shamim. The next question, I think it might be for Mo, or maybe if Mo's not sure, I'm sure you will, then Jack can answer it. Someone has asked, how do I apply for parking? Do you have to pay for it? And what is the Unibus schedule? Is it open 7 days a week?
So we'll start with the bus. The bus runs Monday to Friday during term times every 15 to 20 minutes. For the first couple of hours, from 8 till 10 is 15 minutes. After 10 o'clock, it becomes half an hour. And after 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. is now every 15 minutes again. And that's completely free. The permit, we've got two different permits. We've got the Kennington Road permit and we've got the Markeaton Street permit, Markeaton Park permit. So the permit is free initially. You've just got to fill out the form online. Once you get accepted, for the first hour is £1. For 4 hours is £2.70. And up to 4 hours and above is £5.20. After 4 p.m, Monday to Friday, is completely free. Weekends for permit holders are free as well. If you're a blue badge holder or if you've got medical exemption, it's completely free as well. The Markeaton Park permit is £10 at a reduced price. So normally the price for 4 hours will be £4.20, but if you pay that £10 initial, £10 is £1.70 for 4 hours, and anything above £4 is £3.10. But if you haven't paid that £10 initial, it becomes £5.20.
Perfect. Thank you, Mara. Very detailed. This question I think is for David, or it might be it'll be for David. Yeah. Someone has asked, I've just confirmed my provisional offer on UCAS. When can I apply for my accommodation?
Okay, so it will depend on when it updates really at the university. So if you just accepted your place today, as long as it's been updated on the university system to say that it's been accepted, you should be able to do that tomorrow. The two systems, the university system and our accommodation system, sort of talk to each other overnight. So as long as that's updated on the university system today, you should be able to log in and apply tomorrow. What I would say is if it's still not letting you in tomorrow, give us a call in the morning and we can have a look at the system for you then, and we can let you know how long that might be.
Perfect. Thank you, David. This next question is for Jack. Someone has asked, how much does it cost to join a society and what kind of societies are available?
Yes, so our societies have a society membership fee, and that is dependent and separate to each individual society, so that'll be available on the website. There is also a union society board membership fee that you'll pay, and that's, I believe, about £10. No, £5, sorry. And that will basically leave you the option to, it's a one-time fee. You'll be able to join every society after you've done that. For the list of options, it's all available on the website. And there's quite a few, so to be able to go through all of them would take some time. But from a personal point of view, I highly recommend the Video Gaming and Esports Society. That's one that I joined at when I first started, and it's one that I decided to become and actually got elected to the committee. So I fully support going on to the website derbyunion.co.uk and exploring all of the options available. Again, through Freshers Fair, all of the societies, along with sports and student-led services, will have their stalls, and you'll be able to go around, ask questions. But if you want to explore beforehand and reach out to them, they do have social media and email, so you can ask questions before you even arrive.
Great, thank you, Jack. The next question is for David. Someone has asked, how much content insurance is included for halls, and can additional cover be purchased?
So there's contents insurance included for everything that's basically staying in your room. So for anything that's going to potentially leave the room, so things like laptops or tablets, devices, anything like that, you may need to get additional insurance to cover those when they're not in the room. It's probably worth as well having a look at your, one for the parents maybe, but if you have a look at your home insurance as well, you'll find in a lot of policies things that will be taken to university may still be covered by the home insurance as well. So it's worth having a check at that. But if you know that there's things that are going to be expensive, maybe cameras or something like that, that you know you're going to be taken out of the room in the halls as well, it may be worth getting top-up insurance through that. And you can have a look on the Hensley Insurance website, which is where the student insurance is with. And they'll give you an idea of how much the top-up things may cost. And you can go through them to do all that.
Thanks, David. I'm trying to find another sort of question. Someone has asked, are there any gym facilities on campus? So I don't know if, Jack, you wanted to talk a bit about our sports centre?
Yeah, absolutely. So at Colston, we've got a sports centre. A lot of our sports that are available to join at the union students do operate through there, especially for football, futsal, badminton, netball, American football, along with a lot more operate through there. There is an on-site gym that does have a separate fee that is available on the university website if you are looking to join.
Perfect. Thank you, Jack. This next question is for Gemma. We'll try and squeeze a few more in. Someone has said, I have a provisional offer from clearing. How long will it take for it to be confirmed on UCAS after I have put it there?
So usually we're trying to work as fast as we can. So if somebody's put that on there today, I would probably expect to see it update tomorrow, but at the very latest the following day. So our team is working a lot of hours at the moment to try and get everything through as quickly as we can. If you are in that position and you're worried, or you particularly want us to try and sort it out as quickly as we can, you can give us a call. So do call us on 01332 591167. We know that it's a really anxious time, but we're very busy now battling our way through what looks quite like a Harry Potter chimney of lots of emails and lots of things coming through to us. So rest assured, if you've sent something or you had a ticket logged with us and you've made a call, we absolutely will know about you and we'll come to you as soon as we can. But if you are particularly anxious and want to speak to us just to double check, that's very normal. We're very used to that. So do come to us. But usually within a couple of days, if you're sending us something, we'll be back in touch with you. You'll see UCAS track updates, or we will send an email to you at the email address that you applied to. Always remember to check your junk and your spam as well, but we're more than happy to speak to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Gemma. And I think that brings us to the end of the Q&A session. We've had quite a few questions that we've not been able to get through, but we've been trying to answer them privately in the chat box, so please keep an eye on that. And if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. So I'll hand you back over to Joe.
Thanks, Charlotte. Wow, so many questions. Wonderful. So that's the end of our presentation and our webinar for this evening. Thank you so much to my colleagues for your presentations, all very, very informative. And thank you, everybody listening, for all your questions. Do get in touch. As colleagues have said, we're open over the weekend and we're open Bank Holiday Monday as well. So do give our hotlines a call if you've got any questions and if we can help you at all. Lots and lots of information on our website, and I'll just leave this slide up with lots of contact email addresses as well for the teams here. So that concludes everything for this evening. So thank you, everybody. Have a great evening. Bye bye.